here and one of my YouTube friends. So as you can see, we've got another delivery here, and I am hoping that this is going to be one of the figures that I have been after for such a long time. I've paid the most amount I've paid out for any figure to get this one. The only thing I'm unsure about is the fact that this seems a lot lighter than what I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be a bit heavier than what it is, but we'll see. I'm going to get it open and we'll find out whether it is what I thought it was or what I'm hoping it is, and we'll find out just what the crack is for this from there, guys. So I'm going to get this open and then we'll come back once I've done that. Got to run wrap pliers. So yes, my YouTube friends, as you can see, this is a Grail figure for me. I've been after this one for a good while. What surprises is how light it feels, how light it felt beforehand with it being a die-cast model. It felt really light for me. So I don't know really what I was expecting it to feel, but I was expecting it to feel a bit heavier than what it did, obviously. But as you can see, I now have the die-cast Robocop. Yeah, and I kind of be happier. I couldn't be happier with that, you know, to have the Robocop figure here now. So I got this one from eBay. It's the most I've ever paid out for a figure at over 300 quid. I have paid once just over 300 quid for a figure before. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was me Predator figure Dutch, the Arnold Schwarzenegger figure. I think that one was the one I paid the most out for before that. But this one, this guy, I've paid a little bit over the top of that one. So this is the most expensive figure I have bought so far. So let's hope he's worth it. But I mean, I love the look of the guy. It's a film from my day that I loved. So hopefully it should be fucking fine. So this side of the box. The back has all those that worked on it and other bits and pieces, your warnings and what have you. You can see the box has took a little bit of damage down the bottom there, but I'm not too overly fussed. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to have it in perfect nick, but to get this figure, I was willing to put up with that. In fact, I would have paid less, but I would have bought it as a standalone figure without the box at all, just to have the figure in my collection, because once I get one in my collection that I really love, I keep it anyway. You know, there's a lot of me figures here I won't get rid of, and that the only way they're going to go is when I go. You know, so there's a lot of these types of figures that they'll be in my collection forever. You know, I've got quite a number of them that came without boxes, because the simple fact is I just couldn't get them with a box, and I wanted the figure. You know, I wanted the figure in my collection, so I got it. I picked up the figure anyway. So there you go, guys. That's what the front looks like. Beautiful looking thing. Oh, I've got the instructions there. So this lifts off, nice and easy. It'll lift, the package will lift out there, which I'll do that in a second. You can see, obviously, I've got the instructions here as well, which is cool. But I'm going to lift that out of the box now, and then we'll show you what comes next. So that's your next part there. And what I'm going to say as well is that they actually done a brilliant job of packaging it. I mean, it was wrapped with a lot of bubble wrap to make sure it was kept safe. So that damage on the box either was done a long time ago, or literally it's been hit freaking pretty damn hard when they've had a thingy, because it was wrapped in so much bubble wrap. It was unbelievable. I just want to hope that none of the stuff falls out, which I think something has. But let's don't worry about that so much. You can see there on the floor next to it, it's one of the hands has dropped out, but that is looking cool already. Yeah, it's looking a bit plasticky to me at the minute, but hopefully I haven't swapped it out for a bloody plastic version. Otherwise I am going to be pissed and I am going to be getting in touch, but by the looks of it, it's looking quite nice there at the minute. So let's get this stuff out, show you what it comes with. Again, guys, so here we have all of his accessories out, so we get to see what you get with this guy. Have to excuse if you hear any noises around us again, because Bruno's in with us again as usual. So what we'll start with is this part here. You can see obviously on there that there's a lot of scratches, and that's because obviously the feet of the character are die cast, so it's bound to sort of scratch up the surface of this thing, which is a shame they couldn't put something on there to sort of try and avoid that, but that's the way it goes. You got Robocop there. There's no silver thingy with Robocop running on, which is a bit of a shame. There's nothing else on it to distinguish it, so it's just your normal base that's a little bit scratched up because of the figure thingy, and your normal crotch grabber, your bog standard crotch grabber. Now looking at this rest of the stuff, you have got this as a front base to put with it, so I think that's pretty decent, and it does have some sort of feature, though I don't think just that lighting up is what the feature is meant to be. So there's possibly something on the actual figure that I'm meant to switch on, which I'll have a look at when I have a look at the instructions. I'm hoping that you can, that seems to be quite, yeah, that's better, isn't it? That's more like it, man. Better. Nice. So as you can see, that's a nice looking piece to go on the front of it. Whether I'll use it or not, I very much doubt, and the chances of us leaving the actual batteries in, because I've put the batteries in myself this morning, they took them out thankfully, so the chances are I'll be taking the batteries back out of it again, because the chances are I'll not end up using it. I never have before. I may not even use this part of it, because we know who the damn thing figure is as soon as you see it. So this, I believe, well, again I need to look at the instructions, is something to use either for to take the face plates off or to take something off with it, because you can feel it's quite a weight to it, whatever it is. So I think this has to be a magnet on the front of there, so I think it's to work some of the stuff with, maybe to get some stuff off with, but I will have a look at the instructions and see. Then we have these bits here, which you can see is just damaged effects to it. What I'm surprised at is that, if you can hear that, that's just plastic, I think I was half expecting it to be die cast. I was expecting, I think, possibly a lot more of the figure, which we'll get into when we see the figure, to be die cast. But I mean, I do love the effects. The weathering to it and that is just absolutely spot on. You can't ask for more than that. You can see the dents, which actually is the dent, an indentation in there. These are grooves, not just paintwork. The paintwork around it is what's, but the actual dents in the thingy and holes in it where it's been shot up. But like just the way you've got like the oily greasiness coming down it and what have you, looks superb. Really impressed with the paintwork on that. Then you've got the other part of his helmet, which again is just sort of battle damaged from him being in a bloody fight. You can see there the eye coming through, which I'll try and see if I can get a bit more light on this situation. Oh, there we go, and that's a bit better, and a bit more light on that situation. So you can see there the eye of Murphy coming through there, which is really good. OCP Police 001. Really nice thing. You can see there it's magnetic thing, and you can see that where the actual thing is for his eye that's in there. So that's a really cool effect. Again, these things I was partially expecting to possibly be metal, especially this bit. I was expecting it to be metal, but it's not. You can see the bend on it, it's plastic again. So I was half expecting that to be die cast to make sure that it was going to be a bit sturdier or a lot less able to be damaged. But that's the way it goes. Still nice. I'm still happy. He's fisted one with that bit in, and of course you're getting a couple of other fisted style ones. Not much to them in detail wise compared to like a lot of the other figures, but again, he's a robot, so there isn't going to be like loads of detail to them. This is where you're getting your details to, which these are the things that I'm sort of thinking about. So you can see here, that one I can't see me using, because that looks like he's blown a bloody kiss. You know, I don't know what part that friggin' is from in the movie, and I'm not going to spend time searching it out, but I'm telling you now that, to me, especially if you see it from the side angle, he looks like he's bloody goddamn blowing a kiss, man. Yeah, so I can't see me using that. It also looks like freaking Bugs Bunny, the way you've got just the two teeth showing through at the front. So I can't. I'll possibly put it in the figure to show you what it looks like on the figure to see if it looks any different or any better. But I can't see me using that one because he just looks like he's blowing a kiss or bloody like he's Bugs fucking Bunny. So I can't see me doing that one. I have the second one. As you can see on the back there, can't really see any magnetic thingy to it. Yeah, that's it. But whether they are or not, I don't know. But these bits obviously aren't metal either. Probably couldn't be in order to get it as things what they were. I mean, again, there's not loads of detail to them, but it's only the bottom half of his face, you know. And when it's in the actual figure, they probably look pretty good. That one again, it's like just not sure what it would be like when it's in the figure, but here in my hand, I'm sort of like, not too thinking of that one either. But then this one here, this one would probably be the one that a lot of people would like to use if they're doing some sort of, it's like the Grimmix look. Yeah, as you can see, like I say again, there cannot be lots of detail because you can't see his nose or anything like that, so it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. It looks good. It looks like the colour of a face. You can see it next to me hand, you know. It's that sort of Grimmix, like he's fighting with somebody, is just really pretty good. You know, and there's a slight yellowing to the teeth that you might not be able to make out on the video, but I can make it out in my hand. You know, there's a little bit of yellowing to it, so that's pretty damn good. And then you've got two guns. You got this one, which has the moving part here. There's a bit missing from the bottom of here, which is a bit of a shame. You know, they didn't mention that that was missing, but I'm not going to go too rage over that, you know what I mean. It's one of those things. But this is plastic, you know. Quite surprises it was plastic, so it makes it nice and light, I suppose, from keeping a hold of it. But sort of, again, not massive amounts of deals, but these are one of, you've got to remember, this is one of the early sort of Hot Toys Robocop versions, you know, so it didn't need to be, but it's good. And I think it makes it so it's nice and light from to keep a hold of. This one here, guys, this one is a little bit heavier. This one is die cast. You see though, there is no moving parts. The bottom doesn't come out. It's just, everything's just there in place. Yeah, there is no moving parts on it, but it is actually die cast. Yeah, which is good, which means it's quite heavy, which is a concern if you've got it in his hand or in his arm, that it'll pull his arm down over time. So I think that's why they've given you the plastic version as well. But this one is like lovely to have in the hand, to feel it. You know, it's nice and it's sort of heavy, and it doesn't feel like it's a cheap bit of plastic, you know, cheap toy. But there you go, guys. That is what you're getting with the figure. Yeah, that's all the stuff there. So I'm quite happy with that. It's now time to get the figure out and have a proper look at the figure, and I'll probably have a quick look at the instructions to see just what ranges of motion that before I start trying to put it through the range of motion myself, because I don't obviously want to break this damn thing, because it's cost us a lot of money. See you in the next clips, guys.
Your move, creep.
So there you go, guys. Here is Robocop in all his glory. You can see he's got like the normal face plate in at the minute. You'll not be able to see things. I will take you closer to the figure in a moment and show you around him in better detail than that. But what I first want to do is to show you some of the sort of ranges of motion that you've got and some of the things. Now what I have noticed is that they've actually put on the hands of him, which actually are articulate, which is magic. I mean, it's unbelievable to see that, and you will get a close up of that in a moment. I just want to take you through some of the articulation that this guy has got. So the head wise, we've got a full, anyway, you can literally completely turn it around. Yeah, you can look down that far, and you can look up pretty much that far, which I think is pretty good. Yeah, it's not a bad range of motion. You've got a little bit of head tilt there, which is enough to make him sort of look different ways, you know, like he's thinking about something. So that to me is good enough, you know. That's a good enough range of motion for that. you're not going to get much motion. See how it's easy it is to pull these arms straight out. So you're not going to get much range of motion out over on this guy, you know, and it is because the arms are that heavy that the joint's not going to hold it out that much. So you know, this one's working a little bit better than the other one, but so you're not going to get much range of motion that way, but it will go basically completely round and completely up, and you can see it still has enough there to hold it up, so that's not so bad. You know, it's not like it's a really bad issue with it that its arm's going to drop straight back down. It's not. Yeah, it's holding up well at that angle. Yeah, so you'd get it all the way back, all the way forward. Elbow wise, you're getting a damn good range of motion there. You'd also get a slight bit of motion on the actual wrists, not much, but you're getting a slight bit of motion there on the wrist. So that's good enough. It's hand wise, I'll show you. Yeah, at each finger and the thumb, or has a little bit of articulation. Has articulation in the knuckles, and it can actually twist slightly, so you can get a range of motion out of his fingers. So yeah, you could have them in the V, have them fisted, you could have him holding his gun. Yeah, so that's really good, really cleverly done where they've done that one with it. You know, I'm quite sort of happy with that. Waist wise, you've got a bit of twist there, tiny amount of motion on the waist that way on. Yeah, so that's okay. Just having to keep on watch with these feet being where they are. Yours a good range of motion forward, and it is holding, so that's quite good. You know that and then you've got much better back motion than what you've ever had with any other sort of normal Hot Toys figures. Yeah, it does sort of open out slightly at the groin here in order to make it do that, but again, that is fine for the range of motion that you're getting with it. Yeah, comes up, knee bend, it's about that. You got a bit of foot articulation and toe articulation. Yeah, there's just a slight bit of toe articulation there. It does go back to its standard position straight away, pulls it back in, but it is there. You know, you do have that range of motion. You do have a slight bit of tilt at the waist itself to maneuver the joint. Yeah, but no sort of swivel on the actual upper thigh. But you do get a decent range of motion with this figure, and he does stand perfectly fine once you get him into a position. He will stand, as you can see, perfectly fine on his own. So there you go, and that's pretty much the range of motions you've got. And you've got the change out stuff, which is easy to do. I'll probably show you that in a moment to show you how easy they are to change out. But there you go, guys, that is your range of motion with this figure. Pretty good on the whole. I think that's one of the better sort of toys to get a range of motion from, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So for changing the head out, guys, it's literally a simple case of just popping it off. Yeah, dead simple. Pop off the helmet. When the battle damage on, just basically find the thing of it. It's harder to do when it's on camera, but there you go. Just boom, it's on. Simple as that. Yeah, ducks his eggs. Happiness is egg shaped, and now you've got your figure with a new look, a different look to him, slightly battle damaged on the face. Same with the chest. The chest is just a simple thingy. You just grab it and take it off. You can see there where it actually must make a noise. Now I checked the battery compartment in the back. There's no batteries in there, and I'm not the type to sort of worry about it and to put batteries in and stuff like that. Because I'm not interested in making a noise. But boom, simple as that. And again, you have another new look, a battle damaged version of it. And for me, it's a case of do I go with the battle damage version or do I go with the clean version? It's going to be one of those things again, because I think both of them look really good. I found out that this piece here is for the back plate. There's a back plate on it which is made of metal, which is for changing the batteries out on it. I'll show you that. This is a quick. You turn around, so you've got your back plate here. It's literally onto there, and boom, it pulls the back plate out. The batteries are in the back of here. The switch, you unscrew it, put your batteries in that you need, and boom, back into place, and there you can. It's done and dusted. You'd have your batteries in, and by the looks of the way it is, you would say some famous Robocop words. Changing off the hands, it's just a simple case of pulling them off. I'm not going to do that because these are the hands that I want on the figure. For the face plate, again, it's just a case of you pull off the helmet, supposedly grab either side of his chin and then lift it up over out of its place. So you can see, oh, knocking it over with my hands. You can see he's got his face plate off. We'll put on his kissy face first there. We'll do that. So in order to do that, you push it in the bottom end first, push it into place, helmet on, boom, in place, and there you go. He's blowing you a kiss. It doesn't look as oh my god, he's a fell over. It's one of the worst things with the way my thing is done is it'll often fall over on us. But there you go, guys. So he has got sturdy enough feet. It's not like his feet aren't sturdy, it's just obviously I've got big bloody cluttery hands, you know. I'm not exactly a small dude, you know. I've got a little bit of muscle on us, so I'm quite unhandy when it comes to stuff like that. But there you go. Doesn't look quite as bad, but still for me it's just not a one I'm going to use. I just think it looks a bit you know, I can't remember any sort of thingy in the movie where he looks like that, you know. I mean looking on the camera it looks a lot less severe than what it does when I'm looking at it through my naked eyes, you know. I'm looking through my naked eyes and it just looks really crazy. I mean, it does. It looks absolutely mental, yeah, and it's just not one for me, that face. So I'm going to get that one out straight away because that ain't doing it for me. See, as soon as I touch him, it can move his legs slightly, it can move his feet slightly, and then it knocks it out of whack. Yeah, which means it'll fall over. But you do, as soon as you put his feet into position, boom, you can see he's sturdy enough, he's there, he's in a nice sturdy position, he's not going to move anywhere as long as I don't knock him or knock me flooring, because you can see I'm on a wood flooring, so there's a lot of movement in it because I'm in my man cave. So again, we'll just make sure that's in place, put on his helmet. Again, for me, I'm trying to see it from an angle that's a bit strange. That's why I'm finding it difficult to put it straight on, because I'm doing it from behind the camera lens, so it's a strange old position for us to be trying to date from. Let's see if we can put this one on a bit easier and a bit quicker. No, not this time, can't. There with me 2 seconds, guys. There you go, guys. That's the other face plate on there. Yeah, you've got to make sure you get the face plate in the right place to make it easier for the helmet to go on. But once you've got it in place properly, it is easy enough to do. It's just a bit of faff on trying to do it from behind the camera, guys. You know, it is awkward to do it that way. But as soon as I took it off the camera, I could maneuver it into the proper position. I could do it with no problem at all. Yeah, so there's that one, and then we've got the last other plate, which I will show you in just a second. And there's the last face plate there, guys. As you can see, that looks pretty damn good. I like that one. That one good. That one worked well in a lot of poses. It really depends on what you want to do. Yeah, I think it looks cool. Like you can see his eye poking through that thing. You know, it's great details to it. I am very, very impressed with it as a character. I think it looks amazing. I'm going to put obviously the gun in his hand now. It does tell you in the instructions that I was correct. Yes, the plastic one is the one if you're going to use them doing poses with for the weight wise. The other one actually goes into his leg. And I haven't showed you that bit yet, so that's what we'll get to in a second. But it goes into his actual leg, so that's pretty good. And I know you could use both hands to shoot with, so it does make it sort of worth thinking that you could put maybe one in his left hand, and I think the other one goes in his right leg. So you could do it that way if you wanted to. Okay, guys, so it comes to the leg. You've got like a little notch bit here that you can put your thumbnail on and boom. You see how easy that is to open up. You know, you've got some details in there as well, which is pretty damn good. Yeah, got his metal gun, which again, like I say, I don't know how this is supposed to thingy in here to come out at all. I have room to put it in or what? I do not know. I'll have a look at the instructions again quickly just to make sure I get it right for you guys. So okay, according to instructions, this bit actually pulls forward a little bit, which I have already done to make it easier. Then it is a case of just this can slip in, boom, it's in place like that. Right, you can have his leg, you can even pose with his leg open as if he's going to go and grab the gun, you know. It's entirely up to you. That's what's so good about these figures. Yeah, and you can basically close this up, close that up, round it, and there you go, and his legs closed up with his gun inside of it. You know, like you see, you've got the articulation in the fingers to grab a hold of that gun, which I'm going to put the gun in his hand now and show you guys. But you can still see, as I'm doing this, you can see just how much detail has gone into these things. I mean, this is just a beautiful amount of detail, guys, gone into these figures, you know. It's beautifully well constructed as well, this one. It's one of the better ones for construction wise. And for looks, for details. Yeah, I am so friggin' happy to have this guy in my collection now, you know. He is just absolutely tremendous. Yeah, and he is a heavy dude. Don't get me wrong, he's like, now that I've got him out of the box, I don't know what I was expecting to start with, but now that I've got him out of the box and I'm holding him and I'm maneuvering him about, I can really feel just how heavy he actually is. You know, and just how much detail's gone into him. Like, I think the chances I'm going to have him doing the clean version to start with, so let's get the clean stuff on him. Well, here's a little slight hint and tip for you if you've got one of these figures yourself, is to make sure the mouthpiece, the top end of the mouthpiece, is flush with the sides on here, because if it's not flush, you're not going to get the helmet to sit on properly. Okay, so in order to get the helmet to sit on properly, again, I'm trying to do this from bloody an awkward angle here, so I don't know how easy I'm going to be able to find this spot, but I'll get this on and show you. Here we go, guys, with the final sort of look, pistol on his hand. I just think he truly looks absolutely brilliant. I'm so glad that I've got him now in my collection. And you think to yourself, well, is he worth the money I paid for him? Well over 300 quid. That's a hard one to say, because it depends on your own views, you know. For me, I would have liked to have paid slightly less than what I paid for him, but the prices that he's going for, I still got him at a steal for what he goes for now. You know, it's just over a few hundred quid, 300 quid. You know, I paid under 350 for him, so that'll give the guys that do know what these figures are worth an understanding that I think I still pretty much got him at a steal at that price. And this is the one that I wanted. You know, there's a few different versions out, the one with his chair and stuff like that, and the one that's really battle damaged a bit. This is the one I wanted, and I've got him, you know, and I am so freaking happy. So for me, yes, the value is there. Would I have liked to have paid less? Of course, everybody would like to pay less for the stuff than what they're actually paying. You know, I'd like to pay less for all my bloody damn figures, but I'm still happy enough to get him at the price I got him for. I now have him in my collection. It's another Grail piece that I managed to pick up. I couldn't be happier. Yeah, it's just now a case of where does he go? Where do I put him? Who do I move around? Where's he going to get the best vantage point from? That is the thing now. What do I do with him? Where do I put him? Anyway, guys, we'll have a look at that, and maybe I'll show you just before the end of this video of what I've decided to do with him and where I've decided to put him. But just, he looks superb, guys. He really does.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.
There you go, guys. That's Robocop's new home. Top billing. And this D12 with basically some of my favourites, such as Wolverine and Terminator. There he is. Top billing, guys. Top billing for this character. Had to be. Did have to move out one of my other favourites, yeah, which is the Punisher. But the Punisher now will go in a new home, in a new area. Not to a new home. He's staying with me. Don't get me wrong. He's staying with me. I fucking love him. He just gets a new place in the man cave, whereas this guy gets top billing where I can see him from my chair when I'm sitting down playing my games and what have you. So there you go, guys. Robocop gets a new home, and I couldn't be happier, guys. Couldn't be happier. He is just absolutely friggin' badass. God damn, I'm happy I've got this guy now. That's another Grail piece for me done. That's superb. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for those that watched all the way through. I really do appreciate your time and your effort. Yeah, it really is appreciated, guys. Yeah, I'm up to just over 100 subs now, which isn't a lot, but for me, it's a great deal. I'm at something like 130, 140 subs, so I'm happy as Larry. I just wish the 130, 140 people that were subbed watched everything. But those that watched this, I'm so pleased you did. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one. This is the Bearded Nerdy Oaf, and I am out of here.
I'll buy that for $1.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say that? I mean,
Okay.